Yeah, I'm Syd
I'm Thomas,
from Flying Joe, and you listen to.
the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. My name's Lou Lombardi, aka Loudini, and we've got a great interview for you guys today with a band from Canada called Flying Joes. And if you ask me, I think that Canada has a long tradition of amazing power trios, and I think that we may be seeing the next generation right here on the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Their record absolutely kicks ass. You're going to love it. We're going to play a song a little bit later. Before we get into that, let me give you the lowdown on the hoedown here. You are listening to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. That is LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com. You can go there. Right now we're putting out 2 interviews a week. Very soon we will be back to doing our full music podcast as well. So you can check that out, LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com. I'd like to thank my sponsor, Positively Pittsburgh Live Magazine, pplmag.com. That's Pittsburgh's first internet radio, TV network, online community magazine, and business directory. When you sign up there, you get all kind of videos and podcasts just like this one with all kind of great information on a wide variety of topics. You can read articles and get coupons and find businesses. And if you'd like to get yourself in front of about 1 million people a month, that is right, 1 million people a month, you can set up your own magazine page, you get your own blog, you get featured in the Turning Page magazine. So it's a great place to promote yourself if you've got something going on. I would like to now tell you guys about the absolutely amazing, freaking kick-ass band that I have on the line with me today. This is a band called Flying Joes. Based in Montreal, Canada, Flying Joes evoke the raw power of pure 70s rock, inspired by an authentic blues sensibility. They were formed back in 2014. The trio of Syd, JF, and Thomas has a contagious energy, both live and on record, bolstered by their modern rock sound, their festive road trip songs called to mind classic bands like Led Zeppelin and Cream. We've got Thomas and Syd on the line. Guys, welcome to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.
Hi, Lou.
How are
Hey,
you?
guys.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. When you guys talk, since we don't know you yet, when you just say your name, say this is Syd, and then if it's Thomas, say this is Thomas, until we get everybody squared away here. What I'd like to do is I want to talk about the formation of the band, but I'd like to talk to you guys individually first about your individual musical influences and what inspired you to get into music. So, Syd, why don't you start with that?
Yeah, I began to play bass at I was 10 years old, and it was funny because I had a band at that time, and we didn't find a singer. You know, I was like I don't know, 12 years old, something like this, and we we wrote all the original songs at that time, and kind of punk because we didn't play so very well, so. So we didn't have a singer, and we were 3, guitarist, drummer, and me on bass, and we just want to know who could sing, in the band. So we did like a contest to to know. Who can sing in the band? So so we tried to sing a song, and that's it. It was me. So I began to sing, early when I was 12 years old, and play bass at the same time. So I listened a lot of Zeppelin and Rush and Maiden. Iron Maiden was my influences at that time to play and sing at the same time.
So you sort of had a little bit of a heavy metal kind of influence there with
when I was a teenager, I was a heavy metal fan, yeah. But after, I studied at college jazz stuff, and after this, kind of blues, rock and roll, yeah.
Cool. Okay. Very good. Thomas, why don't you tell us about your early days and what made you get inspired to play the drums?
I started playing drums at 13 years old. But other than that, I always wanted to play drums, so I was always air drumming on Guns N' Roses or Metallica or Nirvana. That was my first influences, and then I started doing commercials when I was 12 or 13 years old. So I started earning money, so I could buy my own set of drums. So my parents told me that I had to take lessons. So I started taking lessons at 13 years old, and it started right there, and it kept going until now.
Who are some of your favorite drummers of all time?
Of all time, that's a good question, but so one name that comes to mind is John Bonham, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Maybe I like prog rock music too, so I like Neil Peart, or I like Stuart Copeland from The Police. I like many different drummers. They all have their different touches, their different styles. So I try to take a part of each drummer into my own style to create my unique style.
So how did, and you guys can both trade off on this, how did you and Syd end up playing together initially? You were played together before Flying Joe's, correct?
Yeah, sure. We had a band called French Band because we are French Canadian. You notice?
Yeah.
A French band called Jellyfish, but not the American band. Canadian band. It's Jelly. It's Jellyfiche.
Okay.
And for 8 years, and we met Thomas in that band, with that band, and I think Thomas played with us.
I played with you guys, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, we did a tour in France, European tour. It was so great.
What?
We got 2 albums with Jellyfish.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. But it's hard, it's hard with the prog music to.
It was a progressive rock. That's what I was going to ask you. It was like a progressive rock band.
Yeah, exactly. It was a progressive rock band, and it's a hard market. There's not a lot of fans of the style, and there's not a lot of I don't know. It's really a hard market to get into.
Yeah, not the same thing in Europe. Here in America, I think it's harder.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it seems like there's like a niche or like kind of a core following with like bands like Dream Theater. And it seems like they've been able to like kind of sustain that or carve that out. Are you guys Dream Theater fans?
Yeah, I was a big Dream Theater fan a couple of years ago. The most popular progressive rock nowadays are bands like Dream Theater that are heavier in style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So classic prog rock music is less popular than metal,
like Gentle Giant and bands like that weren't as hard rock.
Exactly.
So how did you guys? So what made you guys decide to put together Flying Joe's with this with this incredible take on the sort of 70s blues-based rock? I mean, how did you? What made you guys decide to go in this direction?
Yeah, basically, it's a JF, the guitarist. It was his dream, because I really enjoyed to build Jellyfish at that time, but I was not a big fan of blues music, but I did a gig one time, and I said to myself, hey, it's cool to play some blues because it's not a kind of music that I played a lot before. And after this, Jeff asked me after, we had Jellyfish at that time, the same time, kind of 4 years ago. And I said, no, I'm not sure because I worked hard with to book Jellyfish and everything. And I said no, but after this gig, the blues gig, I said, hey, it's really cool, this kind of music. It's simple, but I like the soul. I like the spirit of the kind of music. and we began to write songs and to try to just to yeah to try to create a kind of music and feel it, and it was very 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 interesting. So you know my background, so the blues style just begin.
It grows on you.
It yeah.
It grew on you.
It grow on you, but it grow in rock style. So, and my voice is not really blues,
Right.
I like kind of rock and roll.
Right.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It isn't really like you guys aren't like B.B. King or
yeah
or Buddy Guy. It's not really what you're doing. It's
not at all.
It's more like kind of what came after that. In rock, like Led Zeppelin and Cream, and more in that vein for sure.
They were inspired by blues. All these bands that you mentioned were inspired by blues.
How does the songwriting process work in Flying Joes? Who does the writing?
Yeah, it's JF and me.
Okay.
And JF and I work together. Sometimes we compose separately, but usually we finish songs and arrangements together. But I write all lyrics on the music. Rarely I start with the lyrics, but to write I'm inspired by what I live, experiences and friend experiences. But usually JF plays alone on his guitar and finds some riff first to bring new songs. But sometimes we compose together. And I hear melodies and songs ideas in my head, and usually at night, so I quickly go to my computer and record it, and don't sleep until 4 or 5 a.m.
Do you write riffs on the bass? Do you sit down and go, you come up with riffs on the bass? Do you do that?
Rarely. It's always
JF comes up with the riffs primarily.
Yeah, it's half and half, I think.
Okay.
Because I play guitar, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
but it's on bass, I need to have, a good riff on bass to write on bass, but it's very, really rare.
Rare. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Cool. And I tell you what, we're going to do. We're going to play a song. Speaking of great riffs, and I'm going to come back and talk about riffs because there are so many riffs and so many bands that have written so many amazing riffs. It's like I want to talk to you guys about how you are still able to take this riff-based rock and make it original sounding, because it doesn't sound, you know what I mean? Yes, it's inspired by Cream and Led Zeppelin, but it does not sound like that. You guys have done something original. So we're going to talk about that in a second.
Thank you.
We're going to play the song Let It Out, which has a killer riff. And we're going to come back. This is, hey guys, everybody, you're listening to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus with Flying Joes. This is the title. This is not the title track. This is the first track off of. This is the title track. What's the album called? Is the album called Flying Joes? Is that?
No, it's called
Let It Out. It's actually called Let It Out. Okay, so it is the title track. Sorry about that. So Let It Out by Flying Joes is Let It Out by Flying Joes on the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus.
Like this, without even realizing, things are getting worse as we race towards a wall. Do you remember the time? Oh, we want to get free. But what a part that would be sweat, sing to the bottom of the sea. Find a way to get out. Look up to the sky, sunshine blue and me. And everyone else doesn't care to see. Joys of birth will go. Want to believe. I'll be a slave to myself. Let it out.
Okay, guys, that is an absolutely badass riff. Now, how do you guys how do you do that and go and not just copy Led Zeppelin accidentally or Cream or where does it come from and how do you do it?
Yeah, it's a question for my guitarist because almost of the riff are from him. But I think he's a really big fan of blues and rock and roll influences. So I cannot.
Yeah, it's just a mixture of all the styles he listens to, and he just come up. It's all in his head.
Yeah, but riffs of inspiration is just in the air, huh? And you just need to catch it.
Okay.
It's your own interpretation of spiritual thing that you catch in the air, because it's for everybody, inspiration.
Of course.
And when you have a gift, to do music, it's easier to catch it,
Right. Well, let's talk a little bit about the band playing together. This is a 3-piece rock band.
Yeah.
And you're not, there's no rhythm guitar, there's no keyboard player, no horn section. How does Syd, and you could talk about this too, Thomas. How does that affect your approach to the bass or the drums, Syd? Like, how does it affect your approach to the bass? Are you trying to fill up more spaces? Are you trying to groove, just lay back and groove harder with Thomas, or how do you approach that?
Well, when you're playing in a 3-piece band, it's you get more space to fill. So it's kind of fun, because when you're playing in a larger band, like in a 5-piece or a 6-piece band, or even larger than that, you kind of take your spot and not throw too much notes. But when you're a 3-piece band, you can jam more, experience more.
Play dirty.
Yeah. You got a lot of more space and a lot of more freedom too.
But it's only live, because in the studio we can do some overdubs. Yeah.
But it doesn't. I don't hear a lot of overdubbing on this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hear like where he went back and added rhythm guitars and stuff. There's a lot of places where the solo comes in and there is no other guitar. It's just the slamming bass there, and you add a little bit of overdrive on the bass, which I think helps to thicken it up too.
Yeah, but for the first album, I think Jeff wanted raw things like AC/DC or the early Led Zeppelin. But I think for the next album, for example, we will have some keyboards on some songs. We'll have some keyboards, I think.
So is the recording process then? Does JF, is he primarily sort of like the producer when it comes to the studio? Or you guys all work together?
Yeah, we're working together. It's a team, Yeah, but it was our producer that give us the sound that we have on the first album. Because Glenn Robinson. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, because Glenn Robinson is a great reputation in rock and roll. In Montreal, for example, he did a lot of famous artists like B.B. King. Did Rolling Stone Live, Moist. A lot of people. So you have a great experience, and our guitar sounds very, very great, very large.
Yeah, it's thick. Yeah. You guys got a great sound in the studio. Thomas, what is your favorite? Let's shift to the live show. What is your favorite track to play live? What's your favorite song to play live?
The title track, "Let It Out." It's kind of a slow song, but really heavy slow song. So I get to smash the drums on this song. So I love it. I love the riff. I love playing this riff. I can even play this riff standing. So it's really fun to play.
Cool. What about you, Syd? I have a feeling you're going to say the same thing. But what's your favorite?
Exactly.
The
song is, sorry.
Go ahead.
The song is heavy, and I like the riff. I like the lyrics too. I like the message in this song. That the people wearing masks. Everybody's wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the energy. I like the vibe of this song. Really. the riff is great, and when we play this song live, no, we are just a three-piece band, but it sounds like we are 5 or 6 on stage.
Yeah, it's all that energy. So go ahead. What is the? Can you tell everybody, it's folks that haven't seen you guys? Now, you guys have a pretty good YouTube presence, so if people want to go and check out some videos. But can you tell us a little bit about the Flying Joe's live experience? What could folks expect when they come out and see you guys?
Well, I think people can experience the feeling of seeing maybe a 70s shows in 2016. Seeing the raw energy and the 3 musicians having fun on stage and just putting their lives on stage and just putting fire on their instruments. But it's just a raw dose of energy, and it's just you got to come see us to experience it. But I think it's a dose of energy.
Yeah, and I can tell that it's really like we like what we do, and we have a contagious energy live. So it's just kick-ass and real good rock stuff. I think I like people. I like to give a great show. So I think the energy is really contagious live.
So now you guys hinted at a follow-up to this record. So what is going on with you guys in the next 6 to 12 months? Are you going to tour? Are you going to talk about doing a new record? What does it look like?
Yeah, absolutely. We are beginning the tour right now. We were in Montreal last Thursday, and we played the Grand Prix on Crescent in Montreal too.
Yeah, on June 11th.
Yeah, we were at the Maison de la Culture Waterloo in Quebec just the day before, and we will play in New Brunswick, Moncton, Edmundston, in Quebec, in Rouyn-Noranda, Val-d'Or, in Abitibi. We will play in Toronto, Ontario, Toronto, Ottawa. We have a kind of, I don't remember, but
I think
something
it's
12 gigs or venue.
I think it's about it's more than that. It's more than 20.
Okay.
So if you guys want to check us out, just go on the
website
on the website, flyingjoes.com, and you can check the whole schedule, and you can come check us out.
Yeah, it's the tour for the album for now, but we expect to play in United States, and we hope so, and in Europe too.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask you. I hope that you guys can make it down here to the United States. Well, I'd love to see you guys up close and personal. Well, that is there anything else you'd like the folks at home to know about Flying Joe's before we wrap up here?
Oh,
anything we missed? I mean, there's a lot, but
the most important thing is to come see us live and just feel the energy that we're trying to throw in people's faces.
Yeah, sure.
But check us out, and we're trying to come to the United States, and that would be awesome. But as you know, it's not that easy to cross the borders. So
right.
We're trying.
That touring is expensive, yeah. So yeah.
But one thing I think I can say it's for the rockers, people who really enjoy rock music. It's a good thing to discover some new bands like Flying Joe's. It's a good one, kind of Led Zeppelin mood and Rival Sons. I'm a huge fan of Rival Sons, the band from California.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So it's a good thing to discover new bands. We have a lot of good bands, and Flying Joe's is a good rock band with the 70s spirit, but sounds like today,
Yeah, like I said, there's some magic there, guys, because you guys, Rival Sons, Temperance Movement. There's another guy, I think he's on your label. He's like a one-man band. His name escapes me. Is it Scott Hill? Steve Hill.
Steve Hill.
Oh, Steve Hill, yeah.
Yeah, and he kind of has a cool. Yeah, he's amazing. But there's a lot of great music, out there like that, and it's really exciting to hear that. Like just when you thought like, oh, well, rock and roll, I guess that's over.
Yeah,
you guys come out.
It's not over.
Rival Sons and these bands are like, no, man, heck with that. We're going to rock. So
Sure.
that's really exciting. I appreciate that. I'm so glad you guys are out there doing it.
Oh, thanks a lot, Lou.
No problem. Well, guys, thank you guys so much for spending some time with us today. And we will make sure we get the word out about this. Do you guys have a couple of minutes? I'd like to do a bonus question after we finish the official podcast. You got a minute?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Guys, you've been listening to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, my interview with Flying Joes. Flying Joes is just a band you just have to check them out. There's, and it's flyingjoes.com, and if you're if in the Great White North, you can definitely you can have easy access to going to see them live. Us down here in the lower 48, we have to wait a little bit. We have to be a little patient, but they've got a great YouTube presence. There's a lot of great videos, so you can get a little taste of it. It's flyingjoes.com. You're listening to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. That is LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com. Please go there to check out all the interviews and the music podcasts. If you believe in this kind of music, if you're like, yeah, I want to hear more rock and roll, I think the world needs to know about this music, please go to supportindierock.com, where you can get involved with the projects that we have coming up here in the next year to do more to promote and get the word out about bands like Flying Joes, Vaccine, and all these different amazing bands that we've been able to bring you. One more time to my sponsor, Positively Pittsburgh Live Magazine, pplmag.com. Thank you so much for all your help. And guys, thank you for listening. This is the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com, and we will see you guys on the next podcast.